Good news, survivors. The garage is back. You're watching the first episode of the resumed series with all the roar of modded engines, jets of reddish flame, and the smells of a workshop you'd expect from a proper wasteland show. How to build a perfect battle car out of trash just laying around. How to turn an enemy vehicle into a pile of trash with precision fire. What's the latest talk in the wastes? All of that and more in our show. But first, let's introduce the main topics of this episode. Here we go. Counter meta. How to deal with the tankiest of tanks. Voice of the Wasteland. We look at your half-burned letters and choose the craft of the week. And the workshop. Experimenting with the most explosive revolver in our arsenal. Hi, this is the workshop. It's a shop, and here we work. Or, more often, just blast the roof off with all the weapons that we have here. In fact, let's take a mandrake over there and see if the roof holds. What? We need to talk about parts we have here first and shoot the mandrake later? God damn it. Okay, actually, in this room, we discuss all sorts of useful parts. Guns, generators, wheels, cabins, but mostly guns, though. We'll discuss the way they work and can be utilized to their full potential by every tinkering survivor out there. Today, we're gonna speak about the Emily. This gun was just relatively recently introduced to the wastes in update 0.10.90. It's like a revolver, but modified in a good Knight Rider way to shoot explosive shells instead of some puny bullets. Oh yeah, Augustus Donner approved. He was the one to give this weapon to survivors like you, by the way. The Emily is small in size, has a pretty good traverse rate, and excellent elevation. It also needs only 4 energy to work. The best thing about it, though, is that it can fire off 6 high-explosive presents in just 2.5 seconds. After that, though, you have to reload, and it takes quite a long time. It's also not very sturdy, with a durability of just 100. All of that means that we'd better adopt the time-honored hit-and-run approach. Think like a Ravager. The Emily should be mounted on a fast and an agile platform, allowing you to get the drop on an enemy, and then to disengage in the blink of an eye. That basically leaves us with 2 options, hovers or wheels. The former, because with them, you don't give a damn about the terrain underneath. The latter, because they go fast, and fast is good. Okay, let's talk cabins. One of the ways we can do it is by relying on something light, like the Harpy. It has a very nice perk, giving us bigger explosions, like literally bigger ones. Wait a second, I think Base Scara is saying something. Ah yeah, you're absolutely right. We can also take the opposite approach and use the Echo. Its perk for faster reloads is really sweet. When it comes to additional ammo, we don't need any. You'll never run out of ammo with the Emily, and it's they who should go boom, not us anyways. What else? We still need an engine. We suggest that you should take the Colossus, not only because it outputs a lot of power, but also because it gives you a faster reload, meaning you can wreak even more havoc. The Oppressor is also a solid choice if you like to go fast and don't know what braking means. If you want to be a jack of all trades, take the Hot Red. It gives us the shorter reload that we need, but also requires 0 energy, which is neat. What about a Chameleon? Yeah, it's a good idea. Take it. A Chameleon will hide you from keen-eyed raiders observing the battlefield from a comfy vantage point, and will make it easier for you to sneak up on them. And remember, you have to be on the move to survive. There are too many raiders that want you dead. If somebody is hiding behind cover, lob a few grenades right over it. Our ammo is very explosive and really likes saying hi to fuel tanks, generators, and ammo boxes. Can't shake somebody off your tail? Make them wheelless. With this weapon, a couple of good shots is often enough to incapacitate an enemy vehicle and turn the tides of the battle. When exchanging fire, take cover behind rocks, ruins, metal junk, and sturdier allies. When choosing your next target, prioritize solo players and slow, sluggish builds. They both are your prey of choice. Descend by surprise like the Knight in the Wastes and disappear like a paycheck out of a laborer's pocket. There's only one law in Crossout: survive and prevail. The meta is a harsh mistress. Sometimes a specific design becomes so popular that it might seem as if there's no escaping it. But in the wastes, for every nail, there is a hammer. This part of the show is exactly about finding hammers that will help you to counter specific nails. We mean builds. And to show the wastes that you're going to prevail no matter what. Today we'll be talking about Goliaths. Huge, heavy, with lots of armor. These tracks that saw a lot of use in both world wars of the 20th century embody the idea that the more armor you have, the better. Goliaths have good resistance to firearms, melee, and thermal damage. They're also big as hell and very sturdy. Let's see what a proper counter meta will be. Due to their sheer size, Goliath tracks do a very good job of protecting vital parts of a vehicle from any fire coming from the side. The way that tracks are placed, though, means that the vehicle is still vulnerable to attacks from the rear or the front. If you strike there, you often only need just a couple of shots from a high-caliber gun to get rid of this armored sandwich. The fact is, tracks don't leave much room for other parts, especially at low PS. What is the best type of weapon to use against a Goliath if you have to shoot it directly? Obviously not machine guns. The tracks take machine gun fire really well. We suggest that you should try energy weapons. The Synthesis, the Quasar, the Pulsar, the Aurora, the Trigger, they all work pretty well against those armored turtles. Don't have access to energy guns? Not a problem. Just focus on a single track. When it's gone, the vehicle loses most of its mobility, and all that was hidden behind the track is revealed for the whole world to see. You're fed up with them so much that you want to see them all burn in hell? Understandable. The incinerator is here to help you realize your wildest dreams. More often than not, this weapon is used as a secondary, but it's simply amazing at melting heavily armored tank builds, especially if the owner of the tank was greedy enough to have both a generator and a fuel tank installed underneath the vehicle. Due to the fact that Goliath builds are pretty sluggish and slow, engaging them from long range works just as fine as mounting lightning-quick attacks aimed at their weak spots. Sniping ain't your thing, you're more of a melee kind of survivor? Okay, circle around, turn them over, push them into acid lakes, or ram them with a tusk at high speed. That's all fine and dandy, you might say, if there's a single Goliath build that I'm facing. But what if half of the enemy team is using the damn things? Still not a problem, survivor. Coordinate your fire. See your teammates attacking a specific target? Do the same. There is a limit to the amount of punishment a Goliath can take. Or simply leave the tank builds be and rush straight to the cap zone. You have a fighter's chance of capping the zone before those slugs get there. Remember, for every Goliath, there is a stone.
There's a new Founders exclusive class in town. Getting to grips with using blockchain. The blockchain plasma cutter, that is. Decentralize your enemies and distribute them all over the wasteland.
The first message comes from a survivor called Crazy Nat is Back. An excellent name, by the way. Here it is. Bring back the Crossout series, The Garage, again! Well, ta-da! Here it is, mate. By the way, feel free to give us feedback right here in the comments below. Do you like the first episode? Just tell us how it is. Then there's a message from Father Lawbringer. Where do you get these cool names, by the way? Father Lawbringer says, I have the game on Xbox and I keep getting an error code. Help a brother out! Good day, Father. The easiest thing you can do in this situation is to contact our tech support. We have a full team of experienced professional helpers is the word. Yes, they will help you sort this out. Brynvald Bassfleur writes, Hey, Crossout team, we need wheels. Also, some wheels need to grip better, or worse, to put more emphasis on what wheels to choose. Treads and tracks, too. How about treads that have no speed limit? Or just a high limit? Maybe some really quick spider legs? Hey, Brynvald, another great name for the wastes, by the way. Okay, back to the wheels. The fact is that we had a system where different types of wheels had better or worse grip on different surfaces. But after a while, we realized that the system was unfair, as the maps were chosen on a random basis and you could find yourself in a pretty bad spot through no fault of your own, which was not good. So we removed different grip performance for different wheels, while still making them distinctly different with all sorts of attributes like durability, resistance to a certain type of damage, effect on the power of the installed cabin, and so on. As for your other suggestions, that might be interesting, but it's all about in-game balance in the end. Although really quick spider legs would certainly be hilarious. A player called Trouble57 writes, "This is my favorite game at the moment. Keep up the good work. But if there's one thing I would change, it's that it's a bit easier for new players to get cool parts like weapons and tracks. Can you do that?" Thanks for your kind words. That's exactly what keeps us going. As for the availability of cool parts, you see, the game is basically all about getting new parts and crafting new exciting builds, each better than the old one. If it's too easy, it's no fun. Of course, if it's too hard or takes too long, that's no fun either. We try to strike a balance here. What can we say? We'll do our best. And now, the most rewarding part of our show, in more ways than one. We are going to choose a single blueprint from the exhibition and show it here so that we can all bask in its greatness. It might be just an easily craftable, effective build, or an extremely high-tier super battle car, or just something unusual and unexpected. Today we'd like to show you this beauty called Zero. Not a single gun or a saw blade in sight. This is a copper's car that doesn't need to brandish his service weapon to get others to follow orders. A classy ride for a survivor with self-respect. And it's built with parts that are most easily obtainable. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below. Ask us questions. And if Odegon permits, we'll answer some of them in the next episode. Subscribe to the channel, leave us a like, and good luck.